We're just waiting here for the clock to flip over to 9:15, which is our official start time. I guess I got us live streaming a minute or two early tonight. Oh, there we go. Now we are officially 9:15, so we can get rolling. Of course, we're opening our main event tonight is a full 16-box master case of Goodwin Champions by Upper Deck. But before that, we do have a couple of jerseys we're going to open. It's an autographed baseball jersey, an autographed basketball jersey, and then, of course, we'll be doing the Goodwin Champions. So before we get started with that, I'm going to change up my camera angle there. I changed some things around on the table today. I changed out my mats. I got tired of looking at that tops, and so then, yeah, my stuff's not sitting exactly where it was in terms of where I normally have my camera, but I think we're good enough. Little information to go over before we get things rolling tonight. So first up there, you will see a note about my feedback. That's just to let you know I have it completely automated. And what that means to you, of course, is that anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get it in return with no waiting. And the other message there is just to say thank you, because I do appreciate you bidding and breaking and chatting and hanging out with me tonight. I know you could be watching the Patriots Chiefs. You probably are, probably multitasking. That's what I would be doing. We are taking a look right now at breaks that are listed on eBay already. This is the stuff we're going to be breaking over the next few days. So tomorrow night, it's a half case of autographed mini helmets, a full case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys, and a full case of impeccable football. On Tuesday, we'll open a couple of boxes of 2007 Upper Deck Premier, more impeccable, more gold label baseball, and some Bowman Chrome baseball. On Wednesday, we'll start a little early Wednesday night, too. It'll be a 9:30 start time. 3 products come out that day. We're going to break all 3 of them. So it's 5-star baseball, immaculate basketball, and Phoenix football. So full cases of all of those. Of course, for Phoenix, we're going to do it in a master case, which is going to be a 16-box break. It's 2 of those 8-box inners, making one gigantic master case. Thursday night will be 5-star baseball again, immaculate basketball, and impeccable football. On Friday night, we'll open another half case of mini helmets and another 16-box master case of Phoenix football. So we're going to be plenty busy in the days ahead. We're actually going to be pretty busy tonight, too. That's why we started early, right? So first up, of course, will be our autographed baseball jersey. That will be followed by our autographed basketball jersey and then the Goodwin Champions. So the baseball and basketball jerseys, those, of course, are free shipping items. Anytime you bid with me and you have a break with a completely free shipping, you can expect it to go out roughly 6 or 7 days after the auction ends. Now, sometimes I'm able to get those out sooner. So if you see it shipped sooner, then just be pleasantly surprised. But for right now, you can look towards Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, the 20th, as your approximate ship date for our autographed baseball and basketball jersey. The Upper Deck Goodwin Champions, of course, is a paid shipping break. It's a lot of cards, guys, so I'm projecting it for Friday. I would like to get it out sooner than that, but I'm not 100% sure that I can. So I will leave it projected for Friday, and I will try my best to get it out to you sooner than that. And I see that I didn't maybe space that quite right. Let's see if we can't fix that real quick so you can at least see the end of what's there. There we go. Now I'm happier. And then, of course, the other thing you need to know that's on this page just has to do with consolation cards. So if you're in one of these breaks tonight and whatever you have, your team, if you're in the jerseys, or your category, if you're in Goodwin Champions, doesn't pull anything, not a card, or in the case of the memorabilia, you're not the team that has the jersey come out, you are entitled to a consolation trading card. It can be from any year in any series. I do keep track of that for a rolling 90-day period. So the free shipping breaks, typically what happens is I just hang on to those and then I send them out all at one time when you do have a package shipping. If you're in that free shipping break and you don't want to wait to get your consolation card until your next package goes, you just drop me a line on eBay, let me know that, and I will, of course, get you taken care of ahead of time. As for Upper Deck Goodwin Champions, if you happen to not get something in there, your consolation cards would ship with the rest of the break since it's a paid shipping break. First up, 2018 Hit Parade National Edition Autograph Baseball Jersey break number 13. I seem to have written beak number 13, but that would actually be break number 13. And of course, this is what happens when I don't leave myself enough time, right? From when the auction ends to the time we're doing the break. Yeah, this is the stuff I do. So it ended tonight, Sunday night, the 14th of October. Of course, you see the team names are there on the left. Our winning bidders are across from it on the right-hand side. We had one team that did not sell. That's the Colorado Rockies. It is noted as no bids buyback. So if it were to come out as a Colorado Rockies jersey, it would hang out here with me. Otherwise, it's going to go out the door to one of you. Last but not least, I am changing the focus here. I'm manually setting the focus. I'm not using autofocus. As a result, you do see the background go out of focus a bit, but we should still be able to see all of our cards and everything fine. So shouldn't be any worries there. Jay Allen is here and Greg is here. Hi, guys. Craig said the Steelers actually won. Yes, the Steelers did actually win today against the Cincinnati Bengals. Boy, I wasn't sure we were going to either. You know, Andy Dalton made that nice last drive down the field. But then when I saw how much time was left, I thought to myself, ooh, I don't know if you really should have left Ben with over a minute. It was like a minute and 15 or 20 seconds. I'm thinking, you might not should have done that. And then, of course, they did manage to come back and win. So, yeah, I was happy about that. I'll admit it. Who is our jersey here? Davis. I'm going to say that's Chris Davis, and that's looking like an Oriole for me here. There's a JSA authentication card, your matching JSA authentication sticker. And, of course, there's more than one Chris Davis. Many of you know that. There's Chris with a K. He's an Oakland A. There's Chris with a C. He is a Baltimore Oriole. This is a custom jersey, but I'm just showing you the Orioles on there simply because I know there's Chris with a K and Chris with a C, both Davis. And we don't want anybody to, think that they got, that we had the wrong team called there. So nice Chris Davis for the Baltimore Orioles coming out. And if this is headed your way, of course, you see it floating around in there. That little JSA paper authentication is usually kind of folded up within the jersey. Just make sure you find it before you throw away all the packing, because sometimes it'll roll out and roll around. And, of course, with it being in a plastic bag, it's a little easier to keep track of it. Some companies put them in those and some don't. So you kind of never know what you're going to get. We're going to do a Hit Parade basketball jersey up next. But before we do that, of course, we've got to take a look at our spreadsheet info again. So same stuff here. I imagine everyone has seen it. If you weren't tuned in and you didn't hear me speaking about this a moment ago in regard to your shipping dates and potential consolation cards, please take a minute and review the information that you see on the screen in front of you right now, and then let me know if you have any questions. 2018 Hit Parade Series 12 autographed basketball jersey break number 10. Lots of unsold teams in here. This was not a popular break tonight. And of course, you see those all designated there as no bids buyback. And obviously, if it comes out for one of those teams that did not sell, it would hang out here with me. Otherwise, it's going to go to one of you. Look at that. Greg and Jay Allen are both trolling me about my Steelers. And Jay Allen says it's a miracle that my Steelers won. Now, I'm used to you guys trolling me when we lose, but hey, we actually won today, man. Show my boys some love today. They won. Actually, I thought James Conner looked really good today. So I was happy about that. I always want that young man to do well. I have no idea who this is. This is Villacunas, it looks like. Ooh, and it is an authentic NBA jersey, so I like that better, even. Logo man. Yeah. JSA authenticated. There is your card. Here is your JSA matching sticker. Your autograph there for Villacunas. And, of course, an authentic jersey coming out for the Raptors. Nice little Nike, all nice and official-like. There's your other tag, Swingman jersey. Always like it when they're the official jerseys. which you honestly, you tend to find more authentic, official, whatever you want to call them, jerseys in basketball than you do in football. Seems like there's a lot more custom jerseys in football and a lot more authentic in basketball. Although, obviously, you can get authentic you can get custom in basketball too, of course. All right, so the Raptors and Villacunas with our basketball jersey tonight. Next is going to be Goodwin Champions coming up, a little upper deck Goodwin Champions. I'm also going to slightly tweak this just ever so slightly, and I'm going to see what that does for us when we get to the cards. Hopefully it's going to be where we want it to be. And let me get it. Oops, I'm on the wrong page. I guess I can't put you on the right page if I'm not on the right page. There we go. All right, so once again, if you did not see this before, now's the time to take a look at it, because I'm not, going to read it all off again and make you suffer through that. But please take a look if you didn't see it before. It is your shipping date information. It is information about what happens if you don't pull anything in your break. So 16 boxes of 2018 Upper Deck Goodwin Champions Master Case, break number 2. And, of course, also ended tonight, Sunday night, the 14th. And these are not exactly teams, of course. These are bidding categories. And here's how this is set up. So, for instance, you see Ben Simmons, Jose Santos, Michael Jordan, Miles Bridges, Serena Williams, Shohei Ohtani, Tiger Woods, and Wayne Gretzky all have their own bidding categories. So what that means to you is this. Any card that comes out for one of those players goes directly to that player category. That's whether it's an autograph card, a relic card, a base card, doesn't matter. If it's a Tiger Woods card, it goes to his category. If it's a Michael Jordan card, it goes to his category, so on and so forth. Robots Rule, World Traveler Map Relics, National Parks Relics, Art of the Ages, Aviation Relics, Canine Companions, Jungle Book, Presidential Legacy Relics. Then there's Splash of Color. So we have our base cards, which means not autograph, not relic, not one of our listed athletes. Then we have Splash of Color Relics, Splash of Color Autographs, which would be any other than our listed athletes. Goodwin Inscribed Autographs, we'll know it when we see it. It's an autograph where they've also written an inscription with it. If it were one of our athletes, it would go to their category. If it's anybody else, it would go right there into Inscribed. We did, I think, pull one of those out of the last master case. Genuine Heroes Autographs, Cut Signature Autographs. Then we have Goodwin Relics. Other relics, meaning doesn't fall into a category that, other. In other words, anything that wasn't already listed. We pull a Goodwin relic that doesn't fall into any of those other categories we just reviewed. It goes there. Gaudy relics, same thing. Goodwin Other Autographs. It means any autographs that don't fall into one of the other categories. Gaudy Other Autographs. Goodwin Base. That is any Goodwin base card that is not an autograph, not a relic, and not one of our listed athletes. Goodwin Minis. That's pretty self-explanatory. Again, minis that are not autographs, not relics, not one of our listed athletes. Ditto with the Gaudy base and the Gaudy Mini base. So those will not have autographs or relics, and they will not be our listed athletes right there. So if you have any questions about how those categories are structured, now is the time to hit me up and ask me. But hopefully everybody read all that information in the listing and you kind of know what's going on, because that would be the best thing, of course, is that you read before you bid, but we all know not everybody does. So this is 2 8-box cases. That's what makes up our master case. So let me try to get these out of here. Last time I think I knocked the camera over, which it seems like I've been doing a lot lately. I'm going to see if I can manage to get these out of here without either knocking the camera over or knocking myself out. So bear with me for a minute while I try to wedge them out of this case. For obvious reasons, they do not give us a lot of wiggle room inside these cases. There we go. Now, that wasn't too terribly bad. Now we'll get our 8 boxes out. So again, 2 8-box cases. This clearly the first of the 2 that we will be opening. But they take up a lot of space, so we'll get these out first, and once we finish them, then we'll put out the other 8-box. Oh, Jay Allen, I know you guys are just giving me grief, and that's totally fine. You can actually harass me all you want about my Steelers, because you know what? I'll give it right back to you on some other teams, so we're all good. I know. I know you guys are just razzing me. That's totally fine. I am A-okay with that. Listen, you can't be a Steelers fan without being able to take it, because we dish it out, right? So what's that saying? If you dish it out, you got to be able to take it. So yeah, we definitely have to be able to take it as Steelers fans, because we're notorious for dishing it out. All right, so Goodwin Champions. As you see here, we're going to find 3 hits per box. The hits can be autographs, relics, manufactured patches, or 3D lenticular cards. So that gives us a wide range of things in there that comprise a hit. So we also have lots of packs in here, and that's actually what takes the longest out of the whole break, is simply getting everything out of the boxes and the packs. We have 100 cards per box. So it's going to be a 1,600 card break in total, which, as you might imagine, is going to take us a while. So then we will, of course, we'll go through these pretty quickly, guys. Most of this stuff is not going to be numbered, so it's kind of fast in that sense. Obviously, we'll stop and take a look at our hits a little more closely, but a lot of it, that's unlike Topps and Panini and some of the ones who have a lot of numbered cards mixed in with everything else. This doesn't really have a lot of that. Greg says it's two... Wait a minute. What are you asking me? Who's the triple what? Who was the triple... I don't know. What are you asking me there, Greg? It says who's the triple P-May, but I don't know what that... I'm sure that I should know what that is trying to say. I know it's some kind of autocorrect thing where they've changed something you've tried to type, but I don't know who it is. Who's the triple what? You may have to come back and tell me that again. Oh, who was the basketball jersey? It was Villacunas for the Raptors, Toronto Raptors, and Jonas Villacunas. And it was an authentic NBA swingman jersey. And you think the Goodwin Champions break is too long. Well, that is why we started earlier tonight, because it does take a while to go through 1,600 cards. Even when you don't have to stop a lot, it's just the mere fact, once again, guys, of getting all the boxes open and all the cards out of the packs takes up the vast majority of our time. Would have been much preferable to me if they had had fewer packs with more cards per pack. But of course, that's always my complaint. That's a common refrain with me. I don't want so many packs in here. It just takes too long to get through it. But Greg says you don't have a sleep issue. Does Goodwin Champions put you to sleep? Is that where you're headed with that, maybe? I'm thinking. I don't know. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. Okay, so let's start taking a look through this stuff. So I'm just going to, the first time we go through it, I'm going to give you an idea of what some stuff is. So obviously something like that, and I am going to have to tweak our focus again, I think, because I'm not seeing that the way I want to see it. Let me inch it this way a hair and see what that did. Is that maybe a little bit better? Maybe. So this, of course, goes to Goodwin base. This would go to Splash of Color base. So I'm just kind of trying to give you an idea as we go through what you're looking at. And this would be a Gaudi Mini, as you can see there. And of course, there'll be plenty of those that are coming along in base and other. So another splash of color coming out there. And there's a bunch, I mean, of these cards, of these 1,600 cards, whoever bought the Goodwin base, you're probably going to be getting like half of them. It's crazy. This is Goodwin Minis is the category for that. More splash of color. There's Serena Williams. Now, of course, Serena goes to her own bidding category, as does the others that we detailed earlier. Jose Santos is another that goes to his own bidding category, as does Mr. Ben Simmons. That's an example of a Gaudy base card, so we'll have a few of those coming along as well. Splash of color again. You said it's like Allen and Ginter. It's similar, yeah. I mean, it's for sure similar to that. LeBron James, but he does not have his own bidding category, so he goes to Goodwin Base or Goodwin Mini or however he comes out. That was Goodwin Base. And this, of course, is a lenticular, a nice little 3D splash of color, and it's one of your chase cards. So there's actually a code under there that you want to scratch off and enter when you receive that. And if you collect them all, there's some extra something that you get. Canine Companions is a hit. That relic we pulled a lot of out of the first case. I didn't really think about that till just now when we saw this one. And according to the odds, like we should find one about every 5 boxes, but in the last case, like we found a bunch of those, like a bunch of those. I remember that now. And I think they do fairly well. Gaudy Mini, that's a wood one, but still Gaudy Mini, of course. Michael Jordan goes to his own category, Serena to hers, and so on and so forth. There's a Gaudy base, and then I think that gives you a pretty good idea of what things look like as we go along here. So from here on, unless you have a question about a card that you see go by, we're just going to kind of buzz right on through these so that we don't end up being here all night long. This would fall under Goodwin Relics. This is Aaron Pico. And let's see, what is he, an MMA guy? Does it tell us on here what he is? Yeah, he's MMA. And Goodwin Relics gets that hit. Of course, our lenticular card that we saw earlier would be our third hit out of this box. So a Canine Companion, a lenticular splash of color, which goes to splash of color base, and then the Aaron Pico relic. That's how we're looking for our 3 hits out of box number 1. Hey Martin, we did start early tonight at 9:15, and I held your teams for you. I just figured that you probably didn't realize that we were starting at 9:15, so I of course held them all for you, no problem. I didn't actually. There were a few people that weren't paid tonight when we started out, and honestly, it was spaced with such limited time between the last auction ending and the time we started that I didn't even worry about it. I just hope that it all gets squared away. So no biggie, no biggie. That's no problem, Martin. You can, like I said, I held them for you, so we're all good, man. I knew you would pay it when you saw it, so I wasn't gonna sweat over it too much tonight. Really, I don't know why. I mean, technically, whatever I was doing when I listed these, I ran them right up to the edge there because we didn't finish the listings until maybe 8:45, and of course the break's at 9:15, and normally I like to have about an hour, sometimes a little more than, from the time it ends to the time we do the break, and I definitely was pushing the edge tonight. But yeah, Martin, I tried to let everybody know when we would go over the spreadsheet all week just to remind everybody that we were starting early at 9:15, but I know it's hard to remember those things when it's so ingrained for 10 o'clock, but We actually have one other night this week that we're starting early, and that is Wednesday night. We're starting at 9:30. That's a new release night, and we've got quite a few things to break in there too that'll take us a while. So sometimes just in the essence of time, I will be starting us a little earlier. Man, these packs are not my friend. I want to just be able to grab an edge and rip it down and get these off of there, and they're not really cooperating with me, so I have to kind of do it the long way, I guess. Yeah, I think Martin, now I'm not 100% sure about this, and I don't know if Greg would know or if Jay Allen would know or not, but I think, not 100% sure, but I think if you are subscribed to the YouTube channel and you have your notifications enabled, I believe that'll go to the Jose Santos category, of course. I believe that it will pop up and tell you anytime that I go live. So sometimes I think it works that way, because I've had people tell me in the past, oh man, I didn't realize you were starting early tonight, but my notification popped up or something like that. So I kind of think that's how it works, that if you are subscribed and have it set to notify you, it can just pop up and kind of tell you when we go live, if you're into that sort of thing. I kind of have to, you said you've got to set a reminder. I tell you what, I have to set myself a reminder when we start early. I'm very ingrained to 10 o'clock myself, so I always have to stop and think about it as well. So I'm right with you on that plan. This is Nico Landeros. He's a hockey player. And that, of course, goes to Goodwin Other Autographs as the category for the hockey guy there. And we have another canine companion coming out again, Boston Terrier on this one. So it looks like maybe we're going to continue the trend that we had in the last break, which is to find quite a few of the canine companions. And I think those resell pretty well, honestly. This is a golfer, and that, of course, will go to Goodwin Other Relics. If I could get it in the sleeve, right? That was entertaining, wasn't it? Watch as I can't manage to line it up to actually get it in the sleeve is always a fun exercise in futility, isn't it? That, of course, that is a splash of color, but because it is Wayne Gretzky, it will go to the Wayne Gretzky category because he does have his own bidding category. He's one of our handful of athletes that we broke out into their own. Oh, Martin, you said you do have it set for that, but it doesn't beep. Well, then that doesn't. Well, yeah, then that wouldn't do me any good either if it didn't, like, kind of beep or ring or something. Yeah, that kind of is not a great way to notify them, is it? I'm with you, and sometimes, especially on the weekends, you know, I'll have my cell phone set down somewhere. Maybe it's on a charger, or it's in my purse, or I've, you know, left it somewhere else in the house. I may not even see it for hours on the weekends. In fact, sometimes I get text messages like, why haven't you answered my text message? I texted you, you know, this morning. Yeah, well, you know, why didn't you call me? It's the weekend. I didn't see it. Greg, you said K8 a lot on eBay, K9. What does that mean? What does K8 and K9 mean? You're confusing me tonight, Greg. I don't know. Oh, you mean K9 companions. Good grief. See, the K8 threw me off. I know what you mean now. The K9 companions, the patches, the relics. You said that there are a lot of them on eBay. Got you. Okay. Yeah, I think they usually have a decent resale value, though. And of course, like anything dog related, it often depends on the breed. Because my sister's really into dogs. She breeds and shows Shelties. So I've learned a lot about how, you know, dog people think, for lack of a better way to say it. Like, I'm a dog person in that I like dogs, but not like the kind of person who shows and breeds them like my sister is. Anyway, the one thing I have learned is that a lot of those people who are really into that sort of thing, they're obviously breed specific. So, you know, Sheltie people, whether they collect cards or not, if there was a Sheltie on the patch, they might want the card just because they collect Sheltie stuff and like that. So I think probably some of the others, depending on the breed, will largely depend on how some of those go money-wise, I think. Upper Deck is mostly hockey, Greg. They don't have a license for football or basketball. They don't produce any unlicensed football or basketball. So they produce primarily hockey things. And then, of course, they do have their share of exclusive athletes, many of which are the ones that are broken out into their own categories tonight. And that's why kind of they have this product, I think, because that's where you find your Ben Simmons autographs and Serena Williams and Tiger Woods, LeBron James, Wayne Gretzky, etc. So they have this product where they kind of is a catch-all, so they can get all their exclusive athletes out and that sort of thing. But yeah, once upon a time, the Upper Deck, of course, produced licensed football cards and basketball cards and all that, but it's been a while since they did. And actually, Upper Deck is kind of the one who started all the nonsense that made it like it is now, where it's exclusive licensing, because it used to be, of course, that anybody could produce, you know, Topps could produce football, Panini produced football, everybody did. This is a tennis player, and it is a dual relic, and of course it goes just to Goodwin relics. And it's actually Upper Deck that kind of started throwing that fit, if for lack of a better word. Maybe I shouldn't say throwing a fit, but they started down the path of, oh, hey, we want to be the only ones to produce cards. And then, you know, the next thing you know, then the NFL and the NBA and all those guys say, oh, yeah, that's a really good idea. We should just have exclusive licensing. And so they did that, but guess what? Upper Deck didn't get the exclusive licensing. And then there was some weirdness that happened after that, and I'm not 100% brushed up on my history of this. But basically, I think after that happened, and after the licenses were awarded, I believe Upper Deck still tried to produce some cards that would have been like in violation of the exclusive agreement or something like that. And so then they got sued, and they had to go to court, and it turned into a whole big thing. But basically, you know, they're kind of the ones who started us down this path, was Upper Deck. Alan, the baseball jersey has already broken. Baseball and basketball jerseys were first up tonight. So those were done by probably, what, guys, within 10 minutes of the time we started the break. So yeah, both those are already out the door and done, Alan. This is Robots Rule Lenticular, and of course the Robots Rule have their own bidding category, and being that that is a lenticular card, it also will serve as one of our hits in this particular box. So yeah, Alan, man, I can tell you who it was if you want me to. Some people want to know, some people don't. They prefer to go back later and watch the recap or the replay and see who came out. So you can tell us if you want to know who it is, and we'll tell you who came out of there. And if you don't want to know, then we won't spoil it for you. Greg, what are you asking me? Is this it for Simmons? If you want a Ben Simmons autograph, yeah, Goodwin Champions is, well, Upper Deck is the only place you're going to find a card with a Ben Simmons autograph on it, because he's an Upper Deck exclusive athlete. So this is a Gaudy relic, Sport Royalty, Tiger Woods dual memorabilia. So, of course, this is going to go to our Tiger Woods bidding category because he is one of the athletes, of course, that we had broken out for their exclusive little categories. Okay, you don't want us to tell you. Okay, then we'll keep it a closely guarded secret, Alan. But yeah, man, I'm sorry you missed it. The memorabilia is pretty much always going to be at the top of the break, just because it's the fastest. So since we started tonight at 9:15, it usually takes me, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. We go over all the details and look at the stuff that's breaking later in the week and all that jazz. And then once that is completed, we just jump right in. And of course, jerseys are so fast to break. We were done with them by probably, I'd say, 20 after at least. Probably, you know, not far off from when we started. Maybe 25 after, but didn't take us too long. Jesse, you would like to see a LeBron, Kobe, NT, impeccable, and opulence. Well, dang, Jesse. You got a big wish list there. Of course, you're not going to find, well, you could find, I guess, LeBron in, you could find a LeBron James relic in NT or impeccable or opulence, but you would not find his autograph in there because, again, he's another Upper Deck exclusive signer. So the only place you would find his autograph would be in here. Now, Serena Williams, she's a new Upper Deck exclusive. She just recently signed her deal there, so you can still find some Serena Williams in the Leaf stuff. Leaf has some tennis products, and Serena has not been in all of them, but she's been in a few of them. And, of course, she was in Allen and Genter back a handful of years ago, maybe, I don't know, 8 years ago or 9 years ago. She was in Allen and Genter. But, of course, now she has recently signed as an Upper Deck exclusive athlete as well. So we will no longer find Serena Williams autographs anywhere but Upper Deck either. Yeah, Jesse, I don't think you're going to find a dual autograph of Kobe and LeBron because, yeah, with LeBron being an Upper Deck exclusive signer, and Panini is the one who produces National Treasures and Impeccable and Opulence, so you might be able to find a dual relic, but you wouldn't find a dual autograph. Not of that pairing anyway. But, you know, I don't really get why some of these guys, like, why would Panini let Ben Simmons sign an exclusive with Upper Deck? You know, they should have kept him. They produce all the basketball. That was just so silly. Sometimes you wonder who makes these decisions about what they're going to offer somebody. That is a Robots Rule lenticular going to that category, of course. Well, LeBron James and Michael Jordan, yes, they are both Upper Deck exclusive athletes. So you could find a dual LeBron James, Michael Jordan on an Upper Deck product for sure. I don't know which one it would be offhand, but yes, you could in theory. That's another tennis relic, and it is, of course, on the Goodwin card set. So it would really just depend on, you know, what set. It was, you know, maybe back in the day, Exquisite or something like that could have had it. There are not any in here this year that I'm aware of that would be dual for those two guys. I actually did not see LeBron on the checklist for an autograph in here, which is why I did not break him out as a separate bidding category. He for sure has cards in here, you know, splash of color and base and whatnot, but no autographs in here. Oh, you said it was in Upper Deck SP from 2003, 2004. Yeah, I forgot about that. They had SP with some of that stuff in it. I was thinking more along the lines of some of the higher end stuff. But yeah, I'm sure you're right. There would have been maybe some opportunity for SP in there. But you know, sometimes Panini gets them back. I mean, obviously they had Damian Lillard, for a long time was an Upper Deck exclusive athlete. When he was a draft choice, Panini made a deal with Upper Deck that allowed them to put his autographs in the product, but only certain products. So Panini was able to put Lillard in like a handful of products his rookie year. And then after that, of course, he was Upper Deck exclusive until that agreement expired this past year, really recently. And then Panini managed to sign him away from Upper Deck. And then that's why we see, you know, Damian Lillard autographs showing up in Panini again. We have an aviation relic coming out. So we have, of course, a separate bidding category for this as well. So here's our museum collection aviation relic. And that must be out of a German plane of some sort, maybe? Yeah, German. So that's a cool relic. I always like finding the aviation ones, and I would love to find a Jungle Book one. That would kind of make my day if we could find a Jungle Book illustration relic in here. Would be really awesome. Greg, you said Panini should have signed Ben Simmons. Hey, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. It's silly that they didn't. I mean, he was obviously the high-end rookie, and everybody knew it. Everybody knew he was going to be the most desirable rookie out of that class, even though he wasn't going to see the court that first year. And with Panini being really the only ones producing licensed NBA products, just really stupid not to sign him. But who knows? I mean, you would think they wouldn't want to get outbid, but yet they do. and they let Upper Deck beat them periodically, which is just silly. I mean, think about it. Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Ben Simmons, you let all three sign exclusive Upper Deck. Crazy. But who knows? Maybe at some point when one of those deals expires, Panini will be able to steal some of them away. You never know. Might turn out to get some of them back in the stable, so to speak. Oh, Greg, are you talking about the aviation relic? Yeah, those are kind of fun. There's presidential relics potentially in here. Presidential legacy, I think it's FDR maybe this year. And then, of course, the aviation ones. You've got the map relics, the national park map relics. But the Jungle Book is really the one I'd love to find. Just me personally, I'd love to find the Jungle Book one. And of course, if we pulled an exquisite Ben Simmons out of here, well, good grief, that would be worth many, many thousands of dollars. Or if we pulled the exquisite Shohei Ohtani out of here, also worth many thousands of dollars. Yeah, Greg, for sure. I mean, Panini won the deal with both the NBA and the NFL, so they are the only ones who can produce licensed products. Now, other people can make deals with the Players Association or with individual athletes or something like that. You know, Leaf makes their deals with the individual athletes. And then you see Panini making deals on their baseball with the Players Association most often. So you can definitely still do them as non-licensed products, but it's just a little different, that's all. And of course, that was Jose Santos on that Wood Mini, so it will go to the Jose Santos bidding category. Oh, the Jungle Book are super rare. They are actual illustrations from the Jungle Book, I believe. And they are like, seems kind of crazy that they would cut them up, doesn't it? But yet that's kind of what it is. It's original Jungle Book illustrations that you can find in here potentially. So here's a Genuine Heroes autograph. Let me get our base card set aside here so I can get this guy picked up, and let's find out who we've got here. And of course, there is a bidding category for this, so this goes to the Genuine Heroes bidding category. It is Ronald Rosser, and he's an Army guy. What do we know about him? Oh, wow, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Wow, that's actually, I'm assuming you read the story there on the back as I was reading it. So, like, he went in by himself, charging the enemy and saving wounded soldiers, and awarded the Medal of Honor as well. He should have been. So that was pretty cool story to read on the back of his card. And I like that they put stuff like that in here, because you know what? Those are real life, everyday, genuine, honest to goodness heroes. Canine Companions, and this is a Parson Russell Terrier. There are so many kinds of terriers. There's like a million kinds of terriers. Thought I had heard of them all, but I've never heard of a Parson Russell Terrier, a Jack Russell Terrier. And we have another golfer relic that goes to Goodwin Other Relics. We've changed directions here on our card again, I see. They like to keep me on my toes. That was a little Serena Williams Goudy mini that went by. Yeah, somebody sent me a message earlier today and was like, what all did you pull out of the first case? I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have no idea. You guys know I am lucky to remember what I pulled out of something like last night. Between as much as I open and then all the stuff I sort and ship, I look at so many different cards every day. I don't remember 2/3 of it unless I have a big hit, right? Like, I remember the big hits, but a lot of the other stuff, it's like, man, I really have no idea. Greg says it was Tiger Woods. Oh, yeah, we did have a Tiger Woods in here. Yeah, you're right, Greg, we did. I don't remember who else, though, but you are correct. There was a Tiger Woods autograph. And then I do remember we had a fair amount of those Canine Companion patches, because once we pulled the first one tonight, that kind of rung a bell when I saw it. I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember we pulled a lot of those. Yes, exactly. The Canine patches, a bunch of them last time out. But I don't know. I like breaking Goodwin Champions. I just don't like to break it a lot because, there's so many cards and you guys know how I feel about that. But so we broke, the first master case, this master case, and then that'll probably be it. I don't anticipate breaking any more Goodwin Champions this year, but you never know. Every once in a while I'll get a wild hair and buy some more of something when I say I'm not going to. And I did find more archive signature retired players. I told you guys I thought I was out of it, but no, I did find a whole other case of it downstairs when I was working on trying to look and see what all is still down there. Yeah, there's more. there's more. And then, what else did I find more? Of course, we already knew I had more Bowman Chrome, but yeah, I found quite a bit of that left still down there in various configurations. And I found some Topps Chrome, which I didn't remember that I had. It's not a case, though, so it must have been one of those deals from the new group who sometimes sends me partial cases, and I normally would reject those from my typical distributors, but I take them from the new group because, you know what, I kind of have to. If you don't take what they want you to take, they don't give you what you want later on down the road, especially when you're new, so kind of had to, didn't have choice. So yes, we have some Topps Chrome that will open up. I took just a quick glance at it, but I think it's about a half case jumbo and a half case of regular, so maybe we'll just do it like that. Just do it as like a 12-box case, half jumbo, half regular or something. Another golfer. We got lots of golfers tonight. That's another Goodwin Other Relic is the category that will go to. And an autograph hit. It's an Andretti. It is Marco Andretti. And of course, he's a racer. Car racing, automobile racing. What am I trying to say? You know who he is. He's an Andretti. We all know the Andrettis. Of course, that's Marco. So that goes to Goodwin Other Autographs. You know what? I think I'm just going to start setting those little separate ones, and then I'll just pick them all up at once. I've been trying to just keep those little mini ones out of the way, but then it's taken forever to take them out one at a time. We have a World Traveler map. This is from Scotland, Glenbrittle, Scotland. So that's your little map relic in there. And the World Traveler map card. Yes, for sure, Greg. We've still got, of course, the 2 more boxes to go here in this first 8-box case that we're opening. And then we'll open a second 8-box case as soon as we finish this one up, because we are plowing through a master case tonight, which is the same thing we will do on Wednesday night when we open Phoenix football. We're going to do a 16-box master case of that as well. Man, we are big on golfers tonight. Another golfer. That autograph goes to Goodwin Other Autographs. Of course, Goodwin Other Autographs is usually a category that picks up a decent number of things because a lot falls into that category. So no surprise that they would pick up a few out of 16 boxes. Well, I don't know where I was getting ready to throw that one direction. May as well throw it where all the others are, huh? Just instead of creating 2 piles, that would be kind of silly. Maybe I need to just try to keep it to 1 pile. But yeah, there's like I really didn't even think about the first time that I listed this exactly how many cards would be part of the Goodwin base. And that box weighed, you guys will crack up, but that box weighed like 8 or 9 pounds. It was like so much. And I'm looking at that going, oh yeah, I kind of did not estimate that shipping very well. Yeah. I think I charged like $5 shipping. It cost me like $15 shipping, and the bid was like $5. So I was like, yeah, I might should have rethought that. But hey, it happens. Just forget about how much something weighs when there's this many cards. Yeah, you know what? I was kind of proud of myself. I did what I think to be a pretty good job fitting it into a reasonably sized box. It was like a double wall box, and then I reinforced it with more cardboard on the inside. And then, of course, you know, packed it in where stuff couldn't move. And then added packing peanuts and, I don't remember, bubble wrap and, you know, whatnot in there. And I actually got it in a reasonably sized box. So I was pretty happy about that. But I think I'm going to do them even different than I did them the last time this time. I think I've even maybe got a better plan. I bought some of the, it'll cost me more money, but I think it'll ultimately be easier, faster anyway. And these days I'm all about the most efficient thing. I bought, you guys know what I'm talking about when I say the 2-piece storage boxes. And they hold, each one will hold XYZ number of cards. So I got some of those at the card store the other day in various sizes. So what I'm thinking is on all the Goodwin base that if I can get them in those storage boxes reasonably, that will probably be the way to go. because then it's just faster. It'll also make it weigh more, so I'll probably be shooting myself in the foot, but I do think it'll be faster. So we shall see. And my guy sold the card store. You know, I told you all, or maybe I've told you already that he sold it, but he did. He's been trying to find a buyer. Hadn't had much luck. I just saw him 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, something like that. And everything was still status quo. I went in on Wednesday of this week to pick up some stuff, and he was like, I sold it, and we're closing on Friday, and so I won't see you again. I'm like, wait, what? So yeah, Larry has sold it and has gone on. Robots rule lenticular. Of course, it goes to its own robots rule category. So that's going to be kind of weird because Larry's had that store for 20 years or maybe a little more than. So now we've got some new people that own it, and they are Pokemon people. So these guys own some other stores in other places, other cities. And they deal mostly, I guess, in Pokemon and Magic the Gathering cards. I met them. They came in while I was there, so I met the new guys. And according to them, they have the largest online sales, the highest online sales for Pokemon anywhere in the world. That's what they said, the world. So this is Matthias Dandios? I don't know. Okay, he's a BMX biker, and obviously it goes to Gowdy Other Autographs, however you say his name, which we all know I'm not going to get it right anyway. But, yeah, that's the deal with that. Oh, yeah, Toby, we did the jerseys right after we started tonight at like 9:15. But you know what? There's someone else that's watching right now that wants to wait and see the results, he said, on the replay, because he came in and asked the same thing. So I don't want to ruin it for him since he wants to wait and see it on the replay. I don't know. I'm assuming he's still on, and so we don't want to blow it for him. This is World Traveler Great Barrier Reef, Australia. It's a World Traveler map relic, of course, out of the from the Great Barrier Reef. I used to be able to speak in Australia. Greg, it's something called TNT, I believe, is the name of the group. And I don't know if that's the name of their website or if that's just the name of their parent company or what. Their big warehouse, they said, I think they said was in Corbin, Kentucky. They had like a big 1 million square foot warehouse, all full of Pokemon and Magic the Gathering. They said mostly Pokemon, which is kind of crazy. So they're going to start adding those kinds of cards to Larry's store. And they apparently want to branch out into sports cards, but they haven't had much luck being able to. Because you guys all know what it's like these days. You've heard me talk about it before. It's really hard to get what you want. I mean, you can't buy as much of anything as you want. Some products they flat out won't let you buy at all. And I mean, it's just a hot mess. So these guys, even though they spend a ton of money on Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and, you know, could get anything they wanted for that, they don't have very much of a history of sports cards. So the deal is they think that buying Larry's store will enable them to start building their sports card business. And then, of course, they're going to bring their Pokemon and things into Larry's store. So they're kind of trying to marry the two, if you will. So I don't really know how it will go with their sports cards. I'm sure they're going to carry all baseball and, you know, basketball and football, but they probably think that they're going to be able to buy it a lot easier than they're really going to be able to buy it. That's my guess. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he said 1 million square foot warehouse, because I remember thinking 1 million square feet is like gigantic. Like, how would you have 1 million square foot warehouse? But I thought that's what he said, so I don't know. I can't even envision how large that would be, but it seems like it would be super big, especially for all Pokemon and Magic the Gathering. But anyway, apparently their online business is enormous, and like anybody that deals with gaming cards kind of knows who they are, that sort of thing. I don't mess with gaming cards, so I don't, know anything about that. But it will impact me to a certain extent, because there are certain things that Larry ordered for me that he didn't sell in the store that I would be able to get extra of beyond what I would have gotten in my own allocation, because Larry would order it and, give it to me out of his allocation because he didn't open it there in the store. So, like, occasionally he'd be able to get me extra cases of National Treasures or Flawless or something like that. And, of course, I won't be able to get any extras there now, because these guys are going to, their intention is to keep it themselves. And I guess sell it online if they don't sell it in the store. You worked in, does that say a 2 million square foot building, or does that say 200,000 square foot building? My eyes are terrible. I can't tell what that says, but either way, no matter what it is, it's like huge. So, yeah, those are the kind of buildings you can get lost in, I would imagine, pretty easily. Well, I'd like to make a deal with them, Greg, for sure. I mean, I already kind of broached that subject when I met them on Wednesday, even though they hadn't officially taken ownership over yet. But they seemed to indicate that their plan was to, buy it and keep it themselves, because they want to build up their numbers. So yeah, I don't, it's not a lot, but it was definitely a few cases here and there of various things that Larry just didn't sell. Usually the high-end stuff he didn't bother to bring into the store, so he didn't care if he ordered some in and I would, he'd order it in for me. But the other stuff he kept and sold there in the store anyway. But I will miss having the opportunity to buy a little extra high-end, but what are you going to do? I guess I should have bought the store when he asked me to, huh? That might have done it. Might have helped us out if I had done that, but honestly, I didn't have time to run that store. There would have been no way I had time to run that store. A bowling relic, and it comes out as Gaudy Other Relic. That's Kyle Trope, a bowling guy. Because you can find a little bit of everything in Goodwin Champions. And of course, this is just the first 8-box case. So we have another 8-box case coming. This is a Robots Rule Lenticular. No, Greg, there aren't any other sports card stores in my area. Larry was one of the first in town, and he is the last one in town. Of course, obviously, he sold it now, but it's still, those guys are going to keep it open, obviously, as a sports card store. So, yep, the last one. There are no more around here anyway. World Traveler maps again. This is the Philippines on that map relic. World Traveler map relic. Did you say warning, another 8? Yeah, I guess that is a Ben Simmons, of course, going to the Ben Simmons bidding category on the splash of color. But yeah, we made reasonable time getting through the first 8-box case tonight, so I would imagine the second one will take us an equal amount of time, roughly. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, I got to get our other 8-box case up here, so hold on for a second. I'll be right back. All right. Good old upper deck coming at us again with 8 more boxes. It does make for a long break, but it's easier than doing it twice out of 8-box cases, because in that it still takes me the same amount of time. it would just, and then I'd have to sort it twice and ship it twice. So I've kind of come to appreciate doing the larger quantities, even though it takes forever, and that part's kind of dreadful, but it is ultimately more efficient to just break them all at once, and that way they can all be sorted at once and all shipped at once. So there you go. I've had to come around in my way of thinking, haven't I? I know. It does make for a long night, though. But that's why we did Illusions as 16-box cases. That's why we're going to do Phoenix as 16-box cases. It's just overall effective. Right now, Greg, I'm not planning on any more Goodwin Champions breaks. I just bought the 2 master cases. This actually came out, I don't know, a month or 2 ago, and I just didn't get around to getting the breaks listed because it takes some time. You know, you have to break out the checklist and then figure out your categories and do that. And I was just being not really lazy, but I was just so busy. It's like every night when it would come time to list it, I wouldn't have time to sit and break out all the categories and create all the different listings. So somehow I kept pushing it off till finally I thought, you know what, I really got to sit and do this. So it would, of course, be easier to do more now because we have managed to get the categories created. But I don't think, I haven't really looked at it entirely, but I'm not even sure I broke even on it. So we'll just have to see how it shakes out. Greg, you said, is Phoenix like certified? Not exactly. We had some Phoenix cards in. Did you see any of the Chronicles breaks that we did? Chronicles baseball in particular. And there were lots of Phoenix cards in that. But they're colorful. They're like a chrome type finish, sort of, for lack of a better way to describe it. But they're that kind of, you know, glossy finish to them. Lots of parallels and things like that. And I don't remember the number of hits in Phoenix. You'd have to look that up, Greg. It should say down at the bottom of the listing. It should tell you down there in that manufacturer's info, give us an idea of how many hits. But I want to say it's maybe like 3 a box or something, maybe, in Phoenix. It could be not that, but I think it's 3 a box. Similar to Unparalleled, but not exactly. It's I probably like it a little better than Unparalleled, but that's, again, so much of that stuff is just personal preference. I don't, you know, they're not exactly the same, but they're not exactly different. They're colorful, like Illusions was, but they're, ooh, that might be something, oh, okay. Yeah, it might still be something good down there. So, I don't know, you should be able to find some, though, if you just do a search for, like, you know, Phoenix RC Auto or something like that. You should be able to see what they look like from past years, and it'll look probably similar to that this year, I would imagine. So, Another World Traveler Map Relic. This one is for Uzbekistan. Not finding those every day, now are you? 3D lenticular robots rule the world. Okay, so it is 3 hits a box. I thought that it was, but I was not 100% sure, so thank you for letting us know on that one. Yeah, Phoenix is cool. There'll be numbered stuff in it, of course, and different parallels, and in addition to the hits. And Phoenix is usually fun. I think, I don't know, I probably ordered maybe 3 or 4 master cases of that. So we'll break that a handful of times. Yeah, and actually, I don't know why I ordered as much as I did. Normally, that'd be something I'd order 2, maybe 3 cases of, but I think I ordered more than that this year. I probably lost track. As you know, you order from different distributors, and I think I probably just might have ordered in one more than I normally would have. Not because I don't like it and wouldn't mind breaking the other one. Just from a time perspective, I usually have a certain number of cases I will order of a product that has a lot of base cards. The number I order is going to be different than a product that doesn't have as many base cards. Because obviously one takes a lot longer to break and sort chip than the other one does. So can anybody tell me what is the score for the Kansas City Chiefs and the Patriots? Last I saw, the Patriots were ahead, which was kind of chapping me a little bit because I wanted the Chiefs to win. So this is an artist autographed 3D lenticular for Robots Rule. So that's your artist autographed card, which is pretty cool, right? I think, anyway. Always like to get the artist autograph stuff and tops, you know. Sometimes you'll find that in some of the top series occasionally. Jay Allen must have wandered off on us. Jay Allen always keeps me updated on the score. I'm thinking he must have wandered off. Somewhere along the way. I feel like we're kind of due a big hit out of this box, don't you think? Or out of this case, I should say. Maybe not out of this specific box, but I feel like we're due for something big. Although Tiger was pretty good out of the last one. I had forgotten that it was Tiger till you said that, Greg. But oh, it's 27-16 Patriots. Oh, man. How much time's left? Man, little Pat Mahomes. I wanted him to win. I like that kid. He's just a gunslinger. Of course, he could still win. I shouldn't be like, you know, ringing the bell already, like saying he's lost, because I don't know how much time is left, but he could probably still win, maybe. Hopefully. It's got to be hard, though. I mean, it's his rookie year. They're going in undefeated. They're playing, you know, at Gillette, which is probably pretty intimidating. He's playing against Brady. You know his nerves had to get him somewhere, so. And, of course, the Patriots all of a sudden looking good. They've got Edelman back. And then Josh Gordon, who Cleveland Browns could not keep on the field for a variety of reasons. Suspended all the time. For how many years did the Browns try to make it work out with Josh Gordon? Like 3, 4, I don't know. And then they finally cut him loose. He ends up with the Patriots. And then don't you know, there he is looking like, you know, a world beater playing for the Patriots. So meanwhile, you know the Browns are just going, come on. You know, we invested so many years in you, buddy, and then you give us nothing. You go over here and play with Tom Brady, and then there you go. So, oh, they're still in the third quarter. Okay. Oh, and Kansas City got a field goal. All right. So 27-19, 3 minutes to go. Not bad. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. So, you know, little Patrick's got some time still to make something happen. But obviously, we'd rather see 7 points go on the board than 3 if he's going to be trying to mount a comeback. 3 at a time isn't going to get it done. I did not see the Titans game today, but someone told me that Marcus Mariota was sacked 11 times. 11 times. That is crazy. I don't even know how to pronounce that dog's name, but there he is. However you say it, there's a patch for that dog, another type of terrier. Like, if I am Marcus Mariota, I'm kind of saying, hey, I need a new O-line entirely, top to bottom. If you're going to sack that guy 11 times in the one game, come on. A hockey player, Jacob Ardown, and that is a relic that will go to Goodwin. Other relics is our category on that one. I actually did, of course, get the Steelers game in my market this week because I always get the Bengals games. And I'm always like, I don't want to watch the Bengals games. I want to watch the Steelers games. But this time I was glad that we got the Bengals feed because I got to see them play my Steelers. We saw him earlier, Aaron Pico. He's an MMA guy, and that is Goodwin Other Autographs. I could have watched part of the Ravens game, but I was busy, and so I didn't really have time to sit and watch it. But it was came on after the Steelers game, of course. But there you go. I guess we know kind of how that went. So, still cannot believe sacked 11 times in one game. Oh, and the other thing, I didn't obviously have this game in my market either, but did anybody see what happened with Josh Allen? Apparently he got hurt and had to go out. So little Peterman came in and threw a couple of picks, including a pick six that lost him the game. But I'm just wondering what exactly happened on the Josh Allen injury. Like, how badly was he hurt? Does anybody know what his prognosis is or what happened? And then I guess the Vikings won because my friend called and told me, my friend whose cousin plays for them called and told me that they won. I wish I could get the NFL game packages from something other than satellite providers because I don't have satellite television. But if there was a way they would let you buy it where you could stream it through, something else, then I could watch the games I want to watch, which would be preferable. Looked like Darnold had another good game today, though. They won and had a ton of points on the board. I don't know how much of that was touchdowns and how much of that was kicks, but had 40-something points on the board, I think, the Jets. Frankly, all of these wrappers just have the ability to have a little notch at the top where you could just pull the little notch and whoosh, off it goes. Out they come. And you can kind of do that with some of the top stuff, like Topps Chrome, Bowman Chrome will kind of work that way, but a lot of them you can't, and you definitely can't with these apparently. I think it's kind of weird that these cards have an age rating on them, too. Have you guys noticed that? Not the cards themselves, but the packs. See, the packs say 14 plus years of age. Like, why would you have to be 14 to open a pack of cards? Like, I don't really get how do they determine that you have to be 14 years of age to to appreciate the cards. I don't understand that, really. And when's the last time, by the way, that you saw trading cards with an age rating on them anyway? So strange. All the way around, top to bottom, strange. All righty. Yeah, I don't think there's any adult cards in here. I don't know. Like maybe because some of the people like this, you know, they're topless, but they're not. Obviously, guys without shirts, perfectly okay. Women in sports bras, perfectly okay. But like, what else in here would they say that you had to be 14 plus to see? There's nothing else besides that. People in athletic apparel. That just doesn't make any sense. So strange. I don't know why that... I just don't know why you would have an age rating on trading cards. I really don't. But I'm sure they have some very odd reason. Jose Santos, of course, he's his own bidding category. We've seen several of his cards go by. We have a big, thick memorabilia card here. This one's numbered 2. That is numbered 250. And it is Roberto Mancino. And, like, who is she? What is she about? I don't know. Did I say skydiving? Yeah, skydiving. Huh. All right. So there's a skydiver memorabilia card for you. Bench warmers. Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, bench warmers is a set of cards that maybe I could think about that. Yes, that one I might agree with you that younger people maybe shouldn't necessarily be handed a box of bench warmers. I might grant you that one, but kind of had forgotten about those. That is a Leaf product, I think. Another hockey player, Nico Landeros, and that is a Gaudi Other Relics. Uh-oh, hang on. Got a mini hiding back in there. Here's a Robots Rule Lenticular. Oh, it's 25-27 with the extra point to be kicked. The 27 is the Chiefs. Is that right? Is that right? Is it 27 for the Chiefs? Oh, I hope so. Clint, we have not pulled any Art of the Ages yet. We are in the second of our 8-box cases, and we've got 5 to go. So we're 3 boxes into the second 8-box case, 11 boxes in total of the 16 we'll be doing in the break. So 5 to go, no Art of the Ages yet. Oh, New England's still ahead, but it's 26-27, so New England's only up by 1 point. Okay. I was hoping you were telling me Kansas City was up by 1 point, but that's all right. That's all right. We got time. We got time yet for Pat Mahomes to work his magic. I really just want that kid to just run the table this year. He just looks like he's having so much fun, doesn't he? And I'm sure he is, but so many of the rookies, you know, they're always, they look very stressed as well. I guess they should be very stressed, very serious and that sort of thing. And then you get Pat Mahomes, who just looks every week like he is having the time of his life. And I just think that's so awesome. I like the kid, so I'd love to see him go into Gillette and come out of there with a win. That would be crazy. And it sounds like he's mounting a little bit of a comeback, so maybe might come down to that last drive kind of deal. And don't you ever wonder when you're watching games, and you know, every team has a 2-minute drill, right? So every team has their 2-minute offense where you're at the end of the game and you have your certain plays that you run and you march it down the field and you've got your shot, whichever it is, field goal or touchdown or whatever. And don't you wonder Like, why wouldn't you just run that 2-minute drill maybe during the course of the game before you get to the 2 minutes? Because oftentimes they look better than they've looked the whole day. Because they're just firing it down the field and making big chunk plays. And they almost always, no matter who the team is, they almost always get down somewhere within range to do something. They don't always convert it, but they're always able to get it down the field. So it kind of makes you wonder, like, why wouldn't you just run your 2-minute offense maybe once in the third quarter, too? I'm sure there's some super specific reason why that wouldn't work, but I just don't know what it is. That's all. Alrighty. We're going to keep on keeping on here. I see another little hit. I see it's right where I cut the cards, so to speak. So I get a little sneak peek at it in advance. And now you do too. It is a canine companion. And that's a Dutch. That looks like it says smoosh hound. I'm sure that's not the way you're supposed to say it, but it's another kind of terrier, and it's so cute. Like, I would like that dog. I need to get whatever kind of dog this is. A Dutch smoosh hound. I'm sure that's not how you're supposed to say it, but it's a cute little terrier. They got a little fuzzy face. Greg says they need better kickers. You talking about the Chiefs, or are you talking about in general? Because if you're talking about in general, I agree with you. NFL, the state of the kickers across the NFL has been horrendous all year long. Auto racing memorabilia, that of course goes to Goodwin, other relics. Yeah, kicking all year for most every team has been just terrible. I mean, maybe starting to turn the corner a little bit, but as a whole, kicking's been bad all season. I don't know why either. Even from kickers that are usually like money, just you can just count on. They're just almost automatic. Even those kind of guys have really been leaving a lot of points on the field this season. Hey, 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 it's another one of your chase cards. So this is a lenticular splash of color. Of course, this goes to the splash of color base cards. Oh, maybe it's not a chase card. There's no code back there, but it is a lenticular anyway. So splash of color 3D card, but my bad, not a chase card because there's no code. False alarm. I'm used to the 3D lenticulars being chase cards, but apparently not all of them are. So there you go. And that was a little wood mini Tiger Woods that went by. And of course, as you know, Tiger Woods with his own bidding category. So that card will go to that. Well, yeah, Martin, I mean, part of it is extending the line for the field goal, but I'm not even just thinking that. I'm thinking in general, like, I guess technically those are kickers and the others are punters, but even punters, everybody, anybody's foot who is coming into contact with the ball on a regular basis has not been really performing all that well. And the extra point still, really, frankly, is missed at an alarming rate. I know they backed it up so that it wouldn't be automatic, because they just felt like where it was just an automatic 7th point and there was no suspense or whatever. So I get the rationale behind it, but yet those kickers ought to be good enough to still hit that 90% of the time. I think I saw that the Rams won again today, too. I'm not 100% sure if that's right, but I think that it is. Tell you what, the Rams have been surprisingly good, haven't they? I mean, I guess I shouldn't say surprisingly. They were pretty good last year, too, but they've really been good this year. I think I've got some Jared Goff autograph rookie cards around here somewhere. Of my own, I mean. I need to probably try and dig those out and send them off or something. Looks like, I guess the kid's for real, so... They won 23-20. Okay, so not by a huge margin, but hey, a win's a win's a win, right? And somehow the Dolphins won with Brock Osweiler. Like, I really wasn't sure that anyone could win with Brock Osweiler, but they did. And oddly enough, I think their kicker won that game for them, didn't he? I saw just the highlights of it. I didn't get to see the game, but that's what it looked like. And I don't really even know why Tannehill wasn't in the game. I don't know what the deal was, why it was Brock Osweiler to begin with, but I saw him on the podium, so... It was supposed to be snowing in Denver today, Martin. Did you watch that game? I didn't get it in my market, but did it actually snow there for the Rams and the Broncos? It's like we suddenly went from summer to winter almost. There was not a lot. Well, there was no fall. Normally, you'll have maybe a couple of weeks, right, where you don't have to have the heat on or the air on. You just kind of go with the windows open, go with that vibe, you know. And we did not have that this year. At least not here. We didn't. It was 86 degrees or so this time last week, and even well into this past week. And then when the hurricane went through down in Florida and, you know, traveled on up kind of in this, not in this direction, but sort of in this direction, you know, traveled north anyway, and brought the rain and whatnot, and it dropped down to now, like, in 24 hours, basically. We went from being in the 80s in the daytime, and I don't know what we were in the evenings, probably 60s or so, maybe, yeah, probably 60s, to... We are now highs in the low 50s, and our overnights are like in the 30s in basically 24-hour period. It's crazy. It's no wonder everybody ends up sick this time of year. All right, we have another canine companion. This is a herding dog of some sort. Dog de Bordeaux. So... I don't know, the dog of the Bordeaux, who knows? Anyway, it's another canine companion patch, and I think that other one was cuter. That little terrier from a few minutes ago was cuter. And we have an astronaut relic. Hey, hey, hey. That is, it's a Goodwin. Other relics is the category, but the relic is from an astronaut. I wish he had, like, worn it in space or something. It just says he was, you know, that he wore it. So I don't even know if that particular astronaut has been in space yet or not. But it would be kind of cool if it were worn in space. It didn't snow, but it was cold. Yeah, I hear you. I can imagine, you know, because if it's cold here, it's really cold there usually. A surfer going to Goodwin, other autographs. A surfer dude. I wish I knew how to surf. It looks like so much fun. I think it would be an absolute blast to be a competitive surfer. There are, of course, those who would argue against it, what with the sharks and all, but, I mean, I just can't imagine that anything would be more fun than that. But when you're in a landlocked state, you don't learn how to surf. By the time I lived in California, I was too old to have the free time to go do it, right? By the age I was living there, I had to work for a living. Oh, yuck. And no time to take surfing lessons, sadly. How long it'll be before they start letting us buy individual things like individual football games, individual basketball games, baseball games. You know, somebody somewhere's got to be considering that, saying, okay, we'll charge them, you know, $5 for a game, or if they come in at halftime, we'll charge them $2.50 or whatever. I mean, I'm sure it'd be more money than that, but I would think that you would make a lot more revenue that way than somebody buying, like, you know, the NBA season pass or something like that. Because probably not very many people are going to shell out that kind of money to buy the NBA season pass. And of course, with the NFL, if you don't have the Dish Network, of course, maybe that's an exclusive and they can't work around it. I don't know. But I bet you somewhere in the not too distant future, we will be able to buy individual games and stream them. I would love that. Get rid of all that out-of-market game crap. Just let us watch what we want. Then I'd probably have to have a whole bank of televisions. So we'll watch them all simultaneously. Yeah, DirecTV, exactly. But, like, who wants to get DirecTV just so you can have the NFL Sunday ticket? Like, that's just no good at all. And I'm sure, of course, the networks would all go against that because obviously they're paying huge licensing fees to be able to broadcast the games, and I'm sure they wouldn't want their audience to erode. But, you know, I guess I'm talking about games that aren't like the national games of the week. So the national games of the week, fine. You know, you exclude those, and then the networks still get to make their money on those games. You can't buy just those few individually. So like the Thursday night game, the Monday night game, and, you know, the Sunday night game. But outside of those 3 games, everything else, just let us pick and choose. Greg, you said $2 a game. Oh, I bet you they charge us way more than $2 a game. But what I think would be the interesting part of it is, would they charge you the full game no matter where you came in? Or would you, for instance, be charged one price if you watch the whole game, and maybe if you buy in at halftime, another price, or maybe you buy in to just the fourth quarter and still yet another price? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that are possible, I guess. That is a World Traveler relic for China. Hunan Province, China. But I would say someone somewhere is probably thinking about that. My guess is NFL more so than NBA, because NFL probably the ones who really need to grow their, or the NBA. Did I say NFL? I meant the NBA is probably thinking about it more than the NFL. So this is numbered to 8. It's a little wood mini. It's a Goodwin mini of a golfer named George Bryan, and it is hand numbered to 8 on the back there, as you saw. Because I don't think probably very many people subscribe to any NBA season pass. Like, maybe they do, but somehow I don't feel like they do. So the NBA is the one, and they're everywhere. Those stupid NBA games are all over the place. You have to really search to find them. So I would think that that would be a good opportunity for them to make some more money. Special teams just ran it back 90 plus yards for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's 3rd and goal. Oh, 90 plus yards. How did the guy not get the last little tiny bit to get that touchdown? Who caught him? He gets 90 yards and somebody caught him. It's another golfer, and that is another Goodwin. Other autographs is the category. And here's a Goodwin other relic. And hey, oh, imagine that. Another golfer. Touchdown, Chiefs. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. Oh, that is crazy. Chief special teams rocking it. Okay, that is terribly miscut, so that's unfortunate. But I mean, it is a mini. I mean, it's not autographed or whatever, so it's not, I guess, terribly unfortunate. But I hate to see any modern day card that miscut. That's just poor quality control. That should not be happening in cards today. That's what happened in the 60s and 70s. Maybe even some into the 80s, but did I not cut those? I thought I did. I guess I didn't. All right, we're getting there, kids. We are making some progress. We are currently unpacking box 15 of 16. Thought we might get done by 11, but clearly I am incorrect because it is like 11 o'clock right now. So we're not going to be done by 11, but we'll probably be done by what? 11:30 anyway. Maybe 11, maybe 11:20. Somewhere in that neighborhood. In that general vicinity. Now, Greg, I'm proud of you for hanging in here the whole way, because, you know, it's hard on, I know it's hard on you to go through these long breaks, but you hung in here all night tonight, man. You're doing all right. Kansas City is up 33-30. Oh, I see, right as I said that, I look over there and I see you typed in sleepy. Well, I don't blame you. It is late. I'm tired myself. I did not sleep well last night. I don't know if it's a full moon kind of time or not. Sometimes I don't sleep well with the full moon for whatever reason, but I have no idea if it is or isn't. I just know I did not sleep well last night. Tossed and turned all night long. Greg says, poor Tom. Oh, I think Tom still has time. Oh, I just saw the score go up. Red Sox won tonight. Okay, so we're all evened up in that series then. So I think, you know what? Everybody was thinking, oh, the Astros are just going to cruise after that first game. And then, bam, Red Sox have come back on them to even it up 1-all. Looked like a decent score. It just flew by there really quick on my iPad and an ESPN score alert, but I think it said 7-6. So at least must probably been a decent game to watch. I hate it when they're like 1-0 or, 2-0 or something. Oh, I hope the Chiefs are able to hold on and win. I would absolutely love that. Oh, I hope so. Oh, yeah, Greg, it's a best of 7 for sure. But, I mean, I'm saying the Astros played so well the other night. I think everyone, kind of the talking heads were like, oh, yeah, nobody's going to beat the Astros. And, they're just going to cruise right on through and to the World Series. Well, maybe not, because here came the Red Sox back to even it up to 1-all. A Japanese chin is our canine companion on that relic. So yeah, just not quite as easy as the Astros thought it was going to be, I think. A soccer player. That is Goodwin Other Relics for Andre Silva. I do not follow soccer very much, so I don't know if that's a well-known guy or not. I don't watch hockey at all, so anytime we pull the hockey guys, I have no idea if they're good or not good. I mean, a few names I would know in hockey. Obviously, I know Wayne Gretzky, but he's long retired. But there's probably a few current names. If I saw them, I would be like, oh, yeah, that's a good guy. But most of the hockey players, I don't know them. That is a Wood Mini Golfer. That's a Gaudy Mini, of course. Yeah, you said Phillies have the money for free agency. You know, yeah, they do. And who was it that told me? Might have been you, Greg. Somebody said not too long ago, within the last few weeks, that they heard the Phillies were going to go after, oh man, both Harper and Machado, and that somebody had speculated there was a reasonable chance they'd get them both. That's when robots rule lenticular. So yeah, I think you're right. The Phillies do have a lot of money. And I don't know about the Dodgers and Manny Machado. That's what I was talking about the other night. Like, I kind of felt like the Dodgers might try and keep Manny. And then some other folks were making the point that, well, when Seager comes back, that, you know, Seager would roll right back into the shortstop. And then where would that leave Manny? And we got into that whole discussion the other night. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them go after retaining him, and I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't either. So I think that's one that can kind of go either way. I think a part of it will depend on whether or not they win, you know, come out and win. And they win and they get the World Series, then they're probably like, yeah, okay. We don't need you anymore. We got our World Series, you know? So we'll see. Oh, no. First and goal for the Patriots. Oh, come on. How much time is left? Oh, no. No. Daggone it. Daggone you, Tom Brady. Why can't you let Pat Mahomes win, you old man? Let the young kid win. Is Mahomes going to have time to make another run at it? How much time's on the clock? Because the Chiefs don't have what I would call excellent defense, so I'm going to think that they're probably not going to be able to stop the Patriots from scoring here. I'm just going to go right ahead and say that I think the Patriots are going to put points on the board, and then if there's enough time on the clock, Mahomes is going to have to get them back down the field real quick like. Of course, I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of time left, but it doesn't feel like there would be. It feels like there would not be. Why was that pack so... That pack didn't feel like it had 5 cards in it. I guess it did, but it didn't feel like it. Of course, every once in a while, you don't have in it what you're supposed to have. Like last night when we opened up 2013 Topps Supreme Football and one of our boxes was missing the hit entirely. Yeah, I'm going to have to get that 2017 Vertex up there, see if we can go Pat Mahomes hunting in that. Brady ran it in himself. Ugh. Daggone it. Well, I told you, I knew he wouldn't be able, the defense of the Chiefs was not going to be able to stop them from scoring. I pretty well knew that. But how much time is left, Martin? That's the big question now. How much time? I'm just ready for a changing of the guard. That's all. I'm just ready to see the new guys come in and take over. And that kind of applies across the board, even to a certain extent to my man Big Ben. You know, I would like to see kind of some Josh Dobbs on the field and take a look at what we've got and that sort of thing. But, oh, there's 6 minutes left. Oh, well, he's got plenty of time. A World Traveler Map Relic. This one is Venice. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just ready for a changing of the guard in general. See all the young guys kind of come in and establish their place in the pecking order. And we have a Goodwin other autographs. Another golfer. That one is George Bryan. So that is 2 of our 3 hits. We've got 1 hit hanging out still somewhere in this last box. At least I think we do, right? We have only pulled 2 out of here. I believe that is correct. Alrighty. Another Tiger Woods. Of course, again, those go all to any Tiger Woods card to the Tiger Woods category. A Lenticular Robots Rule the World. Lunch break. All right, so the rest of this, we should just, be finding base, I think, the rest of the way through. Some inserts and stuff, I guess, too. But, like, no, I think we've pulled our 3 hits out of this box, is my point. So, of course, when we finish this, I will recap. Oh, there's a Jose Santos splash of color going to his own bidding category. So we'll recap our hits here in a moment, and then I'll put the spreadsheet info up one final time for anyone who might be interested in that. Show you the anticipated shipping dates for everything. We'll also take a look at the breaks that are scheduled over the course of the next few days. But before we get to that, we need to recap this. So we did have 1 hand-numbered wood mini. It goes to the Goodwin Minis category. It is numbered to 8 on that little lumberjack wood mini. And just, by the way, guys, all these little wood minis, you can see the paint on them is chipped off in like lots of places. And that has been the case in all of the wood minis that I have seen. Out of last case and this one, the paint is coming off of all of them in places. So that's Robots Rule the World Lenticular, a Goodwin Autograph World Traveler Map Relic. Robots Rule the World Lenticular, a Goodwin Relic, a Canine Companions Patch, Goodwin Relic, Goodwin Autograph. Another World Traveler. We had a lot of those tonight. Goodwin Autograph, Goodwin Relic, Goodwin Relic. Robots Rule the World. This one is the one that's signed by the artist, is it? No. Is that the one? No, it isn't, because I don't see a signature on there. I put that one in that sleeve. A Gaudi Relic, a Splash of Color Relic. Goodwin Autographs, Goodwin Relics. This is our Robots Rule that was signed by the artist. So that is Robot Rule again, or Robots Rule. World Traveler Relics. We have a Genuine Heroes autograph, an Aviation Relic, and another Goodwin Relic. More Robots Rule. A nice little Tiger Woods dual relic. So that, of course, goes to the Tiger Woods bidding category. Robots Rule, dual relic for Goodwin Relic, Canine Companion Patch, Goodwin Autograph, Goodwin Relic, a Canine Companion. A bunch more Canine Companions with 1, 2, 3 of them right there in a row. Another World Traveler map. Robots Rule, a Gaudi Relic, another World Traveler map. This is Gaudi Autographs, a BMX guy. Robots Rule the World, Lenticular again. Goodwin Autographs, World Traveler Map Relic. Goodwin Autograph, Goodwin Relic, and Canine Companions. So that's the break for tonight. Let's go ahead and get our spreadsheet information back up here one more time for those of you who might have missed it earlier, if you just want to get another look at some of the info right now. So once again, here's your anticipated shipping dates. We are looking at approximately Saturday for the free shipping items. That's because those are always projected to go out 6 or 7 days after an auction ends. And then, of course, looking at Friday for Goodwin Champions. And I know that's a little later out than I would normally project a break to go, but this has a lot of cards in it, and I'm not sure I can get it out sooner than that. And of course, with anything that we broke tonight, if your team or your category, in the case of Goodwin Champions, was not pulled, you are entitled to a consolation trading card. It can be from any year and any series. If it was in one of the free shipping breaks, I typically will just hang on to that until the next time you have a package going. And then at that point, I would gather up all the consolation cards you were due from the prior rolling 90-day period and send them out all at once. If you're in the free shipping break and you don't want to wait for that, you'd like to have it right away, you just drop me a message on eBay and let me know. We'll get you taken care of. And in Goodwin Champions, if you didn't pull something for your category, it would ship with the rest of the break since it is a paid shipping break. And last but not least, here's our auctions that are coming up on eBay for the next several nights. So tomorrow night is a half case of mini helmets. It is a full case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys and a full case of Impeccable football. Tuesday night, a couple of boxes of 2007 Upper Deck Premier, Impeccable football, Gold Label baseball, and Bowman Chrome baseball, all by the full case. Not the Upper Deck Premier, that's 2 boxes, but the other by the full case. On Wednesday night, we're going to start early at 9:30. We'll open 5-star baseball, Immaculate basketball, and a 16-box master case of Phoenix football. All those come out Wednesday. We'll bust into them Wednesday night. Thursday will be 5-star Immaculate baseball and Impeccable football. Friday, we'll do a half case of Leaf Autograph mini helmets and another 16-box master case of Phoenix football. So that's what we look like for the days ahead, and I guess that's kind of got me covered for tonight. So one more time, thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate being kept updated on the scores and all that stuff too. So take care, everyone. I hope you have a great week ahead, and we'll see you the next time. Bye now.